Okay guys, don't mind the dumbbells at the back, but I just want don't mind me fixing my hair, but I just wanted to go in here today and talk about trying to find balance in life and how I drifted away from my really strong opinions about how I should live my life, which was really financially based, really career based, and it led me to being selfish and naive towards my family, towards my friend, my health, exercising, and just living my life and being happy. And I'm just want to say that I'm still young, I'm still trying to figure this out, but my opinions are changing over a course of time, and I think everyone's opinions should be changing towards subjects, and we should try to think more objectively, but a lot of the times this doesn't happen, and we are human and we do tend to base our feelings and think more subjectively about things that affect us personally or affect people that we love. But oh whoa, that was kind of deep. But let me start with saying this to get into how I changed my opinions and what I focus on right now. So I'm gonna start off by saying that I was, and I am really still goal driven, but I think that this is not something that should take away from your relationships with people and your health and your exercise. I think that you have to seek balance. A lot of the times we won't be able to accomplish balance, but if we seek balance, then this is going to be more than enough for us to kind of feel like an all-rounder about all aspects of what we're doing every single day. So let me start with saying that, like I said, I was really goal driven, and by goal driven I mean really selfish, where I would not show up to my brother's birthday because I had to go train. And by training, I'm not sure a lot of people know this, but I was riding professionally. So horse riding, I was show jumping professionally, and I thought, this is it. This is gonna be my life. This is the only thing. When I say this is literally the only thing I thought about, I would walk, and I still find myself doing this because of habits, but I would walk and I would count like 3, 2, 1. And this is the only thing I would think about. In lessons, I wouldn't focus on lessons in school. I would just research and plan out everything, but I had no system in place. So that's already something that I learned from my mistake, is that this is a quote from Atomic Habits, where losers and winners have the same goal, but it's the system that matters. It's how you get there and what you do in order to get there. So that's something that I learned. But to summarize, it was a very hard decision for me to finally come to that this is not something that I want to pursue in life. So yeah, in order to achieve something, you would have to give up something in return, which obviously is the basics of life. But for me, it was just it was just too much, which I was not ready to sacrifice my family's finances for. I tried to make an objective decision to focus on my career, and then I would be able to sustain myself in the future. But I really had to come down and sit and talk with myself, because I was really financially driven, and I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you and say that I'm still not, but not to the extent that I was previously at. I feel like now I'm finding a balance between reaching my goal, but also focusing on my relationships, my friendships, my exercise, my health, and overall my self-care, and doing things for myself and doing things for others. But the point is that I had to sit down and talk to myself about the reason why I wanted money, why I wanted to obtain money, and it came down to the fact that I wanted it for financial freedom and to give back to my family for what they have done for me and how much they have sacrificed for. And I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you, it's also for status, but I think it's really important to be self-aware, because right now I'm talking a lot about yourself, and a lot of the times we're forgetting that there's so many people around us that live in their own heads, and you're probably living in your own head if you're thinking about improvements on yourself constantly and not how other people are affected by it. So you literally need to try to find balance everywhere, with the way you view yourself, your attitude towards life, and what you want to achieve from it. Because I had a sole purpose, but you kind of have to start realizing that a lot of times things are going to change, and your opinions are changing constantly, and the way you think about things and your interests, your likings, even the people you talk to, it's always constantly changing, and it's not necessarily a bad thing, which I just recently realized, because I used to think that this is it, I'm dedicating my life to this. I never in a million years thought that things would turn out the way they are today. I never thought I would be starting a YouTube channel. I never thought I would have the guts to do what I'm doing right now, how I'm living right now. But things are changing, and instead of trying to live in an enclosed counter where you're comfortable with how you're living today, you should try to seek it. You should try to seek being uncomfortable. And actually, I'm really going off topic, which I think I do in every single video, but the way I tried to find balance, and just, you know, I'm still trying to find balance. The way I tried to find balance was I sat down, like right now, but I didn't post it, but I sat down, I filmed a really long video. It took up like so much storage. I think I deleted it actually, but which you probably shouldn't do, but I literally just did not have storage and I'm filming on my phone. But anyway, that's not the point. The point is that you sit down and you just talk to yourself and you lay everything out. You talk to yourself about how you're truly feeling and not trying to hide anything with yourself. Literally be honest with yourself, because you can lie to other people as much as you want to, but at the end of the day, you're just lying to yourself, and you are so fully aware that you aren't doing this to yourself, and that's just decreasing your self-respect. So sit down, put everything on the table, literally analyze everything, and not to the point where you're gonna go crazy, but to the point where you start realizing things about yourself. The first step is to really try to understand yourself and how you behave. And a lot of the times our actions tell us how we think. So what we're doing constantly is just a result of our thoughts and what we're thinking and how we feel inside. So another thing that I did was I gave myself two sides about a situation. So I thought on one side it was objective. Well, we're humans, as objective as we can get, but on one side it was objective, the other side was subjective, and I always tried to take this objective decision. Like, for example, let me give you an example. Let's say I knew that I had to cook a meal at home, but my subjective decision, so how I was feeling, was I couldn't be asked to. I would just go out, take something, and eat it at home. The objective decision was I would take my time if I was doing nothing and I wasn't busy, and I would cook a meal. So you could translate this into everything in your life. And instead of thinking that the world is supposed to live by how you feel and you're imagining yourself to be kind of the main character, you have to become self-aware of the fact that there's so many sides to a situation, and your side is not always correct. Your feelings are not always correct. The way you feel may not correlate to actually how life is and how the situation actually looks like, because there's so many different sides to things, which I think we all know, but a lot of the time we don't actually understand it because we've lived through our own experiences and we think that this is the only right way and the only right decision of a situation. I generally do think that if you have a goal and if you know exactly what you want out of, you have to think objectively in, should I go out today and do what I have to do? But if you're doing absolutely nothing, which I think a lot of the time you could always get yourself busy, but if you have done everything that you have to do and you worked and you feel like you need to take a break, then I feel like you should. And if you notice right now, I was saying a lot of my sentences with the word feel, which is kind of juxtapositioning about my objective statement where you should think more objectively. But at the end of the day, we are human and we do feel, whether we want to admit it or not. Our interactions with people do affect us. The way people look at us do affect us. It's just a spectrum on what it should affect you. If you're truly confident with yourself and how you feel, then these interactions with people should only affect you a little bit. But if you're really insecure, then they are gonna have a massive effect on you, even subconsciously. Okay, I think I'm going off track again. I've been talking for quite a while and I have a lot of retakes and it's currently 10, so guys, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna go. If you have any questions though, please do ask. And also I have a link where there's a one-on-one free coaching where we can analyze your problems and talk about reasons why this is not only benefiting you, but it's benefiting me, because I get out of my shell and I also have to think about different situations of people and not only myself. So okay, that's enough for today.